President Trump is staunchly against the idea of universal mail-in voting. He said that many times. This week, though, he says he would block any proposed funding for the United States Postal Service, specifically for this reason.
If they don't get those two items, that means you can't have universal mail-in voting because they're not equipped to have it.
His comments immediately drawing criticism about making it harder for American citizens to vote, especially during a pandemic.
There are people who think that the post office is election central in this election. Maybe the president thinks that too, and that's why he wants to shut it down.
By law, Congress has the right to decide how much funding the Postal Service gets. I talked to Assistant Professor of Constitutional Law at Georgia State University, Anthony Kreis. He says it is troubling when a political goal touches on a fundamental right.
What is really acutely problematic here is that the President of the United States is saying that he does not want to fund a federal agency for the sole purpose of making voting harder.
Voter rights organizations are talking about this attempt to dismantle the USPS as just another form of voter suppression.
Particularly as Georgians, we lost a great legend in John Lewis recently, who was a tireless advocate for voting rights in the streets and in the halls of Congress. And I think we have a particular duty as Georgians to respect John Lewis's legacy and to not only expand voting rights through legislation, but to ensure that the mechanisms and the infrastructure is there, that voting is easier and not harder.
Is there any legal recourse?
In terms of constitutional remedies, we're really, out of luck here. This is a political question, and the resolution will come through the political process.
The U.S. Constitution protects against voter discrimination based on age, race, and sex, but Professor Kreis says most people are surprised to learn there is not a right to vote expressly written in the Constitution.